This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev may travel to Washington later this week for a potential joint statement declaring their intention to make peace, according to a Washington-based Azerbaijani journalist, Alex Raufoglu, who cited multiple sources familiar with the matter. Multiple sources confirmed to me that Armenia and Azerbaijan are poised to announce their intention for peace later this week in Washington. Trump is expected to host both Nikol Pashinyan and Ilham Aliyev in the White House on Friday, Raufoglu wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Despite speculation in some Armenian and Azerbaijani media outlets, there have been no reports that a peace deal could be signed during the possible meeting. The narrative appears to stem from misinterpretation or translation errors. The Armenian government, when asked by the country's TV Channel 1, avoided directly confirming the report, saying, "We have not yet made any official statement. Therefore, please consider information about the visit confirmed only after an official announcement." In a separate development, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot held a phone call yesterday in which they discussed several issues, including the promotion of peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan. However, the official readout from Washington contained no details on this part of the conversation. If the meeting takes place, the expected statement from Pashinyan and Aliyev may touch upon recent developments related to the Sunik transit route, a proposed highway through southern Armenia that Azerbaijan has long sought to connect with its Nakhichevan exclave. In June, the US ambassador to Turkey, Thomas Barrack, revealed that Washington had proposed a 100-year lease agreement to Armenia to help resolve the deadlock over the route. Pashinyan has publicly rejected the idea of ceding or leasing Armenia's internationally recognized land, but has repeatedly indicated that Yerevan would agree to a Western presence on the route. He suggested this could take the form of a private company operating the highway, while Armenia retains legal sovereignty over the territory. The Armenian government and Russian-Armenian billionaire Samvel Karapetyan's family have issued conflicting interpretations of a new decision from the emergency arbitrator of the Stockholm Chamber of Commerce regarding the ongoing dispute over the Electricity Networks of Armenia, the country's monopoly power grid owned by Karapetyan. The government said yesterday that the arbitrator had rejected new requests filed by the Karapetyans and their company, Aliyev Holdings, calling the demands outside the arbitrator's authority. Officials claim this was a victory that confirmed the government's position, but in a separate statement the same day, Karapetyan's legal team said the arbitrator simply declined to clarify or amend an earlier decision from 2 weeks ago because it was already binding and enforceable. The July 22nd order is already mandatory and must be implemented without delay by the Republic of Armenia, the statement said. Karapetyan's team also accused the government of violating the arbitrator's ruling, saying officials had continued to interfere in ENA's management by removing senior staff, despite a ban on such actions. The arbitration dispute comes from the government's move to nationalize ENA shortly after Karapetyan was arrested and charged with public cause to seize power in mid-June. On July 22nd, the Stockholm-based arbitrator ordered Armenia to stop the ENA takeover and refrain from changing its leadership. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan has defended the government's actions, saying they aim to improve electricity services. He has also suggested ENA could eventually be managed by a private company. In an interview with CivilNet last week, the country's Justice Minister Sirbohi Galyan explained that Armenian law would allow the government to defy the arbitrator's decision, citing ENA's critical importance to Armenia's public order. She also said that the takeover would not amount to confiscation and that Samvel Karapetyan would be compensated for the loss of the enterprise in accordance with legal procedures. The final outcome of the arbitration proceedings remains pending. Do not miss our video report on Armenian embroidery, an art form that has served for centuries as a narrative canvas, weaving together stories, beliefs, and identity. Today, it continues to evolve, with artisans preserving traditional techniques while adapting to the demands of a modern market. Watch the full video report by following the link below. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.